And I'm free riding on the Deja Vu compound. So let's check it out here, bro. This is a track that I've actually never even rode on before. So it's almost like a first laps combined with free riding style video. But man, I just love hopping on a track for the first time and like trying to make a video on it more so than doing it on a track that I've already rode on, because it makes it so much easier to talk about the track when you haven't rode on it. I know that sounds backwards as fuck, but it really is. It's like, because you can actually react to what you're hitting at that current point in time on the track. So it's pretty cool. Oh shit, baby. Oh my god. Can anybody say crazy moments? Okay. Oh shit. You can't survive them all. Just kidding. I'm the fucking greatest. So yeah, dude, one thing I've realized is I need to like chill out a little bit on my I get so intense. I have such an addictive brain type, such a weird brain type where I like, oh, thank goodness that wasn't collidable. Like, you just have to understand how my brain works. It works in very crazy ways. Like, it'll go like 1,000% in or 1,000% out, 0 to 100 real quick. I mean, it's just like, it's a crazy brain type. And what's funny about it is, like, I realize that my brain is like that, but, you know, it's, I guess I just have to accept it, kind of, sort of, you know. It's just a very extrematized, addictive brain type that gets on these very tunnel vision. Oh shit, those barrels are definitely collidable. Very tunnel vision, narrow, like don't see the rest of the world at all. And sometimes I have to chill myself out a little bit, because like I'll work so hard at something that I don't realize that I'm actually hurting myself more than I'm helping myself. I do that so much in real life. It's pretty crazy. Like, I needed to chill out and go fucking hang out with some people and actually, you know, party a little bit, do some shit, and have some fun. I was getting too extreme with my working on YouTube stuff and certain aspects of that. Like, I wasn't even playing MX Simulator. I didn't even play MX Simulator for like 2 or 3 weeks. Never even touched the fucking game. And it was all because I was like so into making YouTube videos that like everything else just completely got totally blocked out. It's so weird how my mind does that, but it does. It's I have to like catch myself, because I will get so into something that I almost like drive myself into the ground with it. It's very weird how I do that with stuff, but that's kind of like a personality trait that I have that I've always kind of done, and it's crazy. Like, I'll go out and party one night and then come back home and the next day and be like, oh, hey, I haven't even played MX Simulator like 2 fucking weeks. What am I doing? So, like, then I get back on MX Simulator, and then it's like, but then I start to realize, like, oh, hey, I actually wasn't even really being all that entertaining in my YouTube videos. I wasn't even being all that funny. I could be so much better. Hey, how about we actually try to improve on this shit instead of just sitting there working at it nonstop and working ourselves into the ground? Why don't we actually try to make better content? And it's just like, it mind baffles me how I get in those almost like completely caught up states of mind, and I don't even realize it. I don't know if anybody else, if that happens to them, but it's bizarre, man. And now that I'm actually thinking about that, it's, man, partying's not all that bad of a thing. I mean, when you think about it, like, it gives you a split second to, like, reflect on what you're actually doing in your life. But the problem I always had back in the day was I was Mr. Turn Up Turley, and I had to prove to everybody that ain't wasn't nobody going to drink more than me, wasn't nobody going to have more fun than me, wasn't nobody going to party harder than me. And, you know, I proved all that for many years, and I was the man when it came to that for a bunch of years, all through high school and stuff like that. There was nobody else that was more of the man when it came to partying. And some of you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, it's all about proving, oh, who can drink the most, who can do this, who can do that, you know, who's the fucking man, basically. And I did that. Like, I've been there, done that whole kind of thing. So now it's like I just chill out, but I'm still 1,000% at everything I do. So even when I party nowadays, I'm still all in or nothing. But I guess I just have to realize, like, how to be able to combine things and make things work, and you know, still be able to go out and hang out and party and stuff, but still be able to wake up the next day and make YouTube videos or go to my actual job that I have and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool once you realize a bit of a, I don't know, like, not even necessarily balance, because I still don't have balance. I'm still fucking way out of this earth on most things out there, but I guess it's just like I have goals in my head now more so than I had back then. So it's like I'm actually putting my actions to work. But it's funny, man. Like if you just like straight up don't drink for a month straight, like you're a different person. And that's the honest to goodness truth. Like you're a completely different person. And it's kind of weird how it does that. I've been experiencing that a little bit whenever I just like wouldn't hang out with anybody, wouldn't go drink, wouldn't do anything for like a month at a time. And it's so weird, the feeling you get when you're like that. You almost become like a loner or something. And it's not good, man. It's not good for you to be like that. Like you need to have a social life. You need to go, you know, bang some chicks and fucking live life a little bit. I know it takes some time. See, that was my biggest thing, was like I always thought it was taking up too much of my time doing that. I was always like, oh, dude, no, I got to work. I got to, you know, make more YouTube videos. I got to do this. I got to do that. But I never realized, like, oh, hey, that's what was actually making me that funny dude. That's what was actually making me such a cool guy, was because I was having fun on the down low. I was fucking, you know, somewhere between psychotic and iconic, and I was, you know, doing that shit like that. Like I was still drinking on the low, fucking on the low. It was like, that's kind of how that worked out, you know. It just made everything so much easier and better, because it like gave me a split second to figure out what I was actually doing in my life. And yeah, man, that's kind of what I've been going through here recently. But so this track is actually called the Deja Vu Compound, and that made me think about, isn't deja vu one of the weirdest things in real life? Like, is that not the most bizarre? When you actually have real deja vu, I took my hand off the controller. Yeah, totally. That's why I crashed. Isn't it so weird, though? Like, real deja vu. When you have it and you're like, oh, this actually feels like a time I had previously in my life, feels identical to it. It's almost like you lived an entirely different life of some sort and you've been reincarnated. And it's like, dude, it makes you think about that shit. Like, deja vu, when you feel real deja vu, you start to think reincarnation is not that far out there, bro. Like, it's pretty insane. It's just, it's so weird, certain things like that in this dimension that I don't really understand at all, but they're true things. Like, deja vu is not just some bullshit. Like, it's real. When you get real deja vu, you fucking know it. You're like, oh shit, getting some deja vu right now. It's weird. It's real, though. Like, it really happens. I'm not just talking about, like, oh, this kind of looks like something I've seen before. This kind of feels like something I've seen before. I mean, it's like, holy shit, I feel like I've experienced this exact thing right here before. But I couldn't remember it at all. But for some reason, this made it, like, come back to my memory and shit. And weed's kind of weird about doing that, too. Like, weed will make you get some of the craziest old memories that you never had before, or I say you never had before, basically just like, it's like old memories that you have totally forgotten about, but weed will bring them right back to your mind and almost make you relive the shits. That's so crazy how marijuana can actually do that. Like, that's one of the most bizarre things that they never really talk about when they say, like, oh, what does weed do? Well, dude, it'll like almost make you travel back in time. Whenever they say that, it's the truth. Like, whenever you hear Mac Miller say travel back in time, I'm in the vortex, that's fucking weed, dude. It literally does that. Like, no joke. Like, it actually takes you back in time to your memories. That's what's crazy. It's like just some of the faint stuff that you just like would have never remembered if you didn't smoke weed, but once you did remember it, you think, how in the hell did I ever forget about that? That was such a like big part of my life and a big time of my life, but your brain just totally forgets it over a certain amount of time. And that's a wild thing about it. But deja vu is one of those like 7 wonder of the world. So either way, I appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.